Hi guys, welcome to ESL and eyeshadow with me, Beth. So I've had quite a lot of feedback on comments on other videos and on Instagram and my Facebook page about how I take care of my eyes, because I've had quite a few people say you're not 41 in November, and I'm like, yeah I am. I just have a really good skincare routine. So I'm going to go over exactly what I do with my eyes every single night to make sure I'm taking my makeup off as gently as possible so as to avoid rubbing, and how I care for my eyelashes and this delicate area around here so that I get as little discoloration and as few fine lines as possible. So the first thing we're going to need to do when we're taking off our makeup or cleansing or doing anything is keeping our hair back off our face, especially if you're like me and you have very fine hair. You don't want to get any kind of product like cleanser or moisturizer in your hair, because you don't want to wash it every day. And even though I'm now using a really good shampoo for oil control called Function of Beauty, I'll leave a card here for you to check that one out, I still want to be able to have the same nice, soft, fluffy hair tomorrow, so I'm going to clip it back out of the way. Just another tip on hair care very quickly: embrace your inner 80s. Scrunchies are a thing again. I got this lovely bag of scrunchies on Amazon, and I mean, like, a whole bag of them. There's so many different colours, and this is just half of them. The other half I've got in my bedroom by my bed for nighttime use. These are my daytime scrunchies, and now I have my nighttime scrunchies, and it's kind of like being 1987 again. But they're so good for your hair because they don't catch, and it keeps your hair nice and soft, and when you take your scrunchie out, you're not going to get, split ends from those horrible bits of plastic. So yeah, I really do recommend the scrunchie. Embrace your 80s. Not so much the cycling shorts and the leotard, especially with my thighs, but definitely the scrunchies. Okay, so on to the important thing, which is how do I get my eye makeup off, how do I clean my skin and keep it as youthful looking as possible. Well, it's quite simple really. I ignore all the advice that makeup companies, magazines, beauty channels tell you to, and I do it my way. So now I'm passing that on to you. So the first thing is aloe vera moisturizer, and this is literally just the 99 cents one from my local supermarket. It doesn't have to be an expensive brand at all. You can buy one, but I mean, I've had this for about 4 months now, and it's fine. So the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to take a couple of pumps of moisturizer, and this is the tricky bit. It's not fun, but it's the best thing to do. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take it and close our eye. Always make sure your eye is closed, and we're just going to pop it over the top and then under where our mascara or wherever any of our eye makeup is. I've got some eye pencil in because, again, child of the 80s, so I have no eyebrows left. If I didn't eyebrow pencil them, I don't think you'd actually see that I had any. So yeah, leave that on for a minute or two. Anything excess, rub into your hands. Sometimes we forget that our hands show age as well, so making sure we keep our hands hydrated, really good thing. Okay, so once that's been on for 30 seconds or so, you're going to take a nail polish remover pad or a cleansing pad, and then press it against your eye and very gently just wipe down and then back up, down and then back up, down and then back up, and then come from the underside and do this kind of zigzag motion where your mascara or your eye pencil or eyeshadow was. And the trick here is just to be as gentle as possible. You don't want to feel any pulling on this delicate eye area at all. And that is all of my mascara gone. I wear a lot of mascara. Well, I don't wear a lot of mascara, but I do wear dark mascara. And that is my eye nourished. It's moisturized, and I've taken off all of the rubbish that's on there. So let me just pop my other eye on, and then I'll talk you through what else we do to make sure that we're getting our makeup off as easily as possible. This is really hard because I've just wiped my moisturizer all over the mirror, and it's really hard to see what I'm doing. So if I look like a complete mess, I am. Okay. Do make sure you don't get any inside your eye, because although it's moisturizer and it won't really do anything, it will sting. So again, excess off, rub it into your hands. Okay, and then the next thing that you're going to use is just your run-of-the-mill face wipes. Again, I'm a big fan of aloe vera, so I will always get a face wipe that has got aloe vera in it. I find it's just regenerative and nice and cooling on the skin. So then we're just going to gently, in circles, and again, keyword gently, take off all of what's on your face. Gently go over the eye area that you've just cleaned, just to make sure it's clean. Now all I've had on today is BB cream, so there shouldn't be too much to come off. As you can see, it's quite clear. There's a little bit on there, but not too much. Now when you're cleansing off with cloth, be mindful to make sure you get underneath into your jawline as well. A lot of people forget that, and this is a lot of the time where, especially if you're like me and you've got spot prone skin, this is where you're going to get the spots, in this kind of area here. So make sure you get that jawline clear. Okay, so now as you can see, I've left this one on for a little bit longer, so this should come off really, really easily. So again, really gently wiping down and then up, down and then up. Apply a little bit of pressure, but not enough to pull the skin of the eye, and then again from the underneath up, and there you go, that's gone. Now we don't want to get that horrible black dirty stuff back on your skin, so turn the pad over if you need to remove more, and then just clean up the eye. As you can see, that takes off everything that was there. I'm just going to quickly go back to my face wipe and just gently make sure everything is gone. Okay, so now that that's gone, you should feel nice and fresh. Don't forget your lips, by the way. When you've got your face wipe and you've done most of your face, gentle circular motions as well. That really, really helps to regenerate the skin and bring blood flow back up to the skin underneath, which means the skin underneath will be healthier and more glowing. So when you finish doing that, don't forget about your lips. So give them a bit of a duck face and give them a good scrub. Even if you haven't had anything like lipstick or gloss or anything else on during the day, you have been eating, you've been breathing, your lips need a good clean too. We clean everything else about our face, so why not our lips? Okay, so basically that's it. That's all I use for cleansing my skin. I use one of these, and I use one each of these and some moisturizer. Now there are a couple of extra things that I do. if I want to remain trying to keep my skin as youthful as possible. And one of the first things I use is lactic acid. It's a 10% solution, and it also contains AH, which is another kind of acid, hyaluronic acid, I think, which is really good for clearing up any kind of spots or things like that. So you don't need a lot of this stuff. So if you can see on the pipette, it's about halfway full, and that's more than enough. And then all you're going to do, oops, come out the way here, is a few drops in anywhere you get fine lines or discoloration. And I get mainly on my forehead from where I had acne scarring before. So I'm just going to rub a few drops of that into my forehead. Again, gentle circular motions. And then here and here, oh, that one ran a bit quickly, because I get redness here, and I have some acne scarring there as well. I always do the sides of my nose as well when I do this, because we all get redness there, and this helps reduce that. And then finally I put a little bit on my chin, because again, acne scarring, yay for acne prone skin. And then we've got a little bit left, so I'm just going to pop a little bit more on this area here of my head particularly, because that's where I get the most problems. Now I should caution you, when you use lactic acid, you should always put this on in the evening. You should never put it on during the day, and you should be very careful about getting it into this area here. It can make your skin very sensitive. I do put it there into where my fine lines are coming out, very, very, very little amount, and up into my eye, but do be careful that you don't actually get it in your eye. And as with any product that contains any kind of acid, before you use it, do a test on your hand, and as long as you aren't getting a reaction to it on your wrist or on the back of your hand where the skin is thin, you should be fine putting it on to your face. Now take the cloth that you've used to cleanse your skin and make sure that your fingers are completely clean after this point. Now once you've put your lactic acid on, you do have to wait about 10 minutes for that to soak in, and you haven't got kind of like a tacky or damp feeling on your face before we move to phase 2. So I'm going to go make myself a hot chocolate while this settles in, and I will be back with you in just a few minutes. See you in a second. So now I am back with my lovely hot chocolate with melted squirt green and caramel. I don't care if it's summer and if it's hot outside. I've got AC, and hot chocolate in the evening is just one of life's little pleasures. As is Horizon Zero Dawn. Completely not a plug for the game, but if you've got a PlayStation and you haven't played Horizon Zero Dawn, there's something wrong with you. One of the best games in the world. Okay, so now on to the next step. Moisturize. This is something you should really be doing at least 2 to 3 times a day. Couple of pumps all over the hands, and then gently focus on the eyes, gentle circles all the way up. And make sure that you're getting that neck area in. Everyone forgets the neck. So gentle circles everywhere we go. Right up into this bit here where your ears are. It needs hydration too. Okay, so gentle circles. You don't need to use anything like eye serums or, you know, anti-wrinkle night cream, anything like that. You're basically just paying for it to say anti-wrinkle night cream and have a pretty smell. If you really want a pretty smell, spray some of your favorite perfume and then put your night cream on. Same thing. So this moisturizer is really lovely. The reason that I like aloe vera is it soaks straight into your skin. You don't get any of that greasy residue on top of your skin. And that's really, really important, because a lot of the more expensive creams leave like a residue on your skin, and you think, oh, it's so good, but no, it's just that you've used so much product, it can't, literally, your skin can't take it. And that's not a good thing. That's going to block your pores. It's not going to help with regenerating your skin in any way. So yeah, don't do it. Just get normal. I recommend aloe vera, but you know, whatever you like. Aloe vera is the best, though, definitely. Okay, so you should have nicely moisturized hands now. So the first thing we're going to do to help this eye area is just very, very slowly massage in tiny, tiny circles underneath the eye and around this eye area. Closing your eyes, massaging the top. And again, this is just to simulate blood flow to this area. And this is really important if you suffer from the same kind of dark circles that I suffer from. But don't do it so it yanks and pulls at the skin, just gentle circular motions. We've already lost enough elasticity around here by the time we're 40. Don't add to it. Okay, so that's that done. Your moisturizer is on. Now for the fun part. This stuff is, I swear, the best kept secret in the beauty world, and I don't know why more people aren't as open about its use as I am. Vaseline. This stuff is fantastic. So basically, take a good old chunk of it on your finger, and you're going to first of all put this where you get fine lines. So I get fine lines here. So pop some of that on there on top of the moisture, and this the moisturizer that we just put on. And this does two things. First of all, it seals in the moisturizer. Vaseline on its own is not a moisturizer, but it locks in moisturizer, and it's got this lovely non-greasy feeling if you've got the real Vaseline, as long as you haven't got on a fake one. I know I say, you know, no brands, blah 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 blah, but when it comes to Vaseline, there is a significant difference between cheap store brand Vaseline and actual Vaseline. So buy the real stuff, you won't regret it. It's an extra like 50, 60, 75 pence. Go for the real thing. So we're going to put it into where our fine lines are, and that is mainly as like kind of polyfiller, but for moisturizer. So you're locking in that moisturizer into that area you need it the most, so that as the skin regenerates, the fine lines there have got more hydration and are more likely to puff out rather than stay in. So the next area that's really important is the under eye. So in order to put this on correctly, and there is a really correct way of doing this, it's tilt your head down and look up. And then from the inner corner of your eye, one gentle motion along to the outer edge. Just like that. And this again, and then go back in. This again is locking in that moisture that we just put in, and it's going to act a little bit like a polyfiller. So now I'll do the other eye exactly the same, so you can see. So we're going to look up, put it into the corner of our eye, and pull across. Gently pull across, into the corner, and back. Out, into the corner, and back. And it's at this point, pop a bit on your lips too. Hydrate those lips. Now, there is a really good way if you have dry and flaky lips, which I do. My lips are really dry and really flaky from when I had acne. There is a really, really good home scrub that you can make, which is just a few tablespoons of, teaspoons rather, of sugar, not so much sugar, no tablespoons, and about a teaspoon of Vaseline. Mix it together, scrub it on your lips like this, rapid circles, and it will moisturize while also lifting off any dead skin, and I do that about once a week. It doesn't taste nice because Vaseline is disgusting to eat. It doesn't matter how much sugar you put in, but it does really take off the dead skin cells on your lips. And again, the Vaseline helps lock in any moisture, so you've got nice soft lips. Okay, now the last thing that we're going to use our Vaseline for, and this is the last thing that we're going to look at tonight, is the all-important eyelashes. So again, you're going to tilt your head back and look up a bit, and then starting at the base of the eyelash, rub your Vaseline into your eyelashes from the base, and then kind of push them up and hold them on top of your eye. This will make sure you're getting them all nicely coated both under and top. Now the reason we do this is because your eyelashes are hair, and like every other hair that you have on your body, like the hair that we have on our head, it needs taking care of. And if you're wearing makeup every day, or even if you're not wearing makeup every day, it's still getting dirt and stuff and yuck in it all day. So take care of it, condition it. And if, like me, you are surrounded by people with seemingly never-ending long thick eyelashes, this is one of the quickest ways to make your eyelashes softer, thicker and longer. Because if you are moisturizing them with Vaseline every single night and you're taking care of them in this particular way, then they will repay you. They will grow longer, and if you do this every day for 2 weeks, you will see a massive improvement in both the length and the strength of your eyelashes. And it's just because you're moisturizing both the lash line, so they're going to grow quicker because they don't have as much of a harder skin to try and push through, and also just because they're nice and they're conditioned. Think about your hair. If you wash your hair but you don't condition it every day, for the first few days, yeah, sure, it's fine, but eventually you're going to end up with quite harsh hair because you're not conditioning it. So if we're just moisturizing our face, and obviously our eyes as well, we're washing it, we're cleansing it, but we're not giving that moisture back. And the Vaseline, again, locks in the moisture that we've just put on. Now, if you have one of these, which is an eyelash comb, I really think you should get one if you don't. It's really good just for quickly making sure that that Vaseline is evenly spread from the root of your eyelash to the tip, on both sides. It will also show you if you've got any damage to your eyelashes anywhere. Like for example on this one, I'm missing an eyelash here. It fell out earlier today and I'm very sad because now when I put my mascara on, I've got a gap in my eyelashes. But thankfully, because I use Vaseline every day, it will only take a few days for it to grow back and look nice and non-gappy. Okay, so that's it. Now I would just give it 10 minutes to soak in while I drink my hot chocolate, and that's it. I'm ready for bed, and that's everything I do every night. I will brush my teeth after the hot chocolate because, you know, that's bad, and then I'll redo the Vaseline on my lips. But that's all you need to do. Vaseline on your under eyes. You should be able to feel it on there. It should sit on there. It will feel a bit weird for the first few times that you use it, but you'll get used to it very quickly. Vaseline where you have any fine lines. So for me it's here, a little here, and definitely here, and anywhere else you may have them, and that's it. The last thing that I will mention this evening is if you do have acne prone skin, these are a really good thing to get. They're called Braille acne pimple patches, and they're basically just tea tree oil patches. I'll leave a link in the description box for you for them, and you just pop them on if you've got any little blemishes. Like I have one here that's come up and I would like it gone because I'm seeing my friends tomorrow, so I'm going to pop one of these on just overnight, and it will sit there overnight, and the tea tree oil will help reduce the inflammation. So that's it. That is my regular eye care nightly routine. It has taken me a little bit longer than it would usually. Usually it takes me like 5 minutes to do the whole thing. So it's not some big, you have to sit down for 20 minutes and find time to do this. So if you're a busy person, you don't get much time between work and kids and cooking and whatever else it is you have to do. Once you start doing this routine, obviously I'm telling you how to do it tonight, so I'm explaining every process. Usually I would be sat here watching YouTube, cleaning my makeup off or practicing my Spanish, doing something, lesson planning, while I'm doing this. So it does take only a few minutes to make sure you're taking good care of your skin, really good care of your eyes and your eyelashes. And if you build that into your nighttime routine, then all's good, and you're going to end up with nice soft skin, and you'll see very, very quickly an improvement to it as well. I know I said that the pimple patches were the last thing, but one thing I have discovered recently is that I was using the wrong hairbrush for my entire life. So one thing I would also say is go and get yourself a paddle brush. Doesn't matter what your hair type is, a paddle brush with no bobbles on the top, just straight pins, so it doesn't rip your hair and run through and rip. And I've been using mine for just a couple of months, and I can already see a difference in the amount of split ends, or lack thereof. So yeah, tips to take away: Vaseline, aloe vera moisturizer, a little bit of lactic acid, and a paddle brush. And that, plus your scrunchie, is your nighttime routine. So take care, my friends, and I will see you next time. Sleep well. Bye.